Okay, so in today's video about JasmyCoin, I'm going to check out this move down right in here and tell you what can be our primary scenario in this area and what might be next and why do I believe that we are very close to the moment of decision in Jasmy. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. And first things first, if you remember, the last time that we talked about JasmyCoin, we were somewhere around these areas and I was saying, look, this bounce back can be actually a good sign and this point can be our final bottom, but this doesn't mean that we are going to go straight up. No, nothing goes straight up, and that's why I said we are probably going to have some more moves on the downside. And what happened? Unfortunately, we did get those moves. Now, the question is this actually the start of another solid move down? And for example, we are going to do something like this. And in this phase, we are going to take the lowest low down here about, let's say, 1.8 cents, or maybe this is going to be just a simple pullback. And after it's over, we are going to have a decent move on the upside. Okay, let's see what is going on. First things first, if you want to argue that, for example, we are going to have our final bottom around here, maybe this is like a very important support, then okay, you must be able to find off of the lowest low in this region a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4 and in any kind of impulsive structure. Our wave 3 in here should not be the smallest wave, and for our sub waves, you know it if you are a regular viewer. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. Excuse me, let's change the colors to white. Okay, and this is another 5 into wave 3, and our final 5 wave in here into 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different possibilities. Doesn't really matter. Let's say, yeah, an ABC into our wave 4 and a WXY into wave 2. Understood? Okay. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is going on. So this point, about 1.8 cents, is the lowest low in Jasmy. And off of it, I told you before, this can be a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 3. Correction for 4, probably I would say in form of an ABC or maybe a double zigzag structure, doesn't really matter. And this can be another 5 wave on the upside into wave 5. And what happens after a 5 wave up? A correction structure on the downside. Now, here's a very important point. One very important characteristic of a correction is being slow and choppy. And how you can measure that, you should compare this move down timing wise to the move before it. Excuse me, there we go. As you can see, this move right now is taking us about, let's say, 4.5 days. On the other hand, this move up in Jasmy, this quick bounce back, happened in about, let's say, 21 hours. So to me, this suggests, despite having more than enough time, it seems like that bears are kind of failing to pull the price all the way back down to these levels. And that's why I'm going to give the edge to the bullish possibility, which suggests this might be indeed a correction structure. And after it's over, we are going to have some more moves on the upside. Now, let's do an Elliott Waves analysis in this area and see what is going on. And do you remember that earlier in the video, I told you in an impulsive structure on the downside, wave 3 cannot be the smallest wave. If you do, then okay, based on that, I can tell you, look, this cannot be an impulsive structure on the upside, because if you want to say this is 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, something like this, okay, I have already measured wave 3 and it is actually the smallest wave in this area. So what's the play in here? I'm going to say probably starting from the highest side in here to about the lowest low to this point, we are having, if I just take this one, excuse me, yeah, probably 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into wave 3, correction for 4, and then another move on the downside into wave 5, and a correction structure started in Jasmy from this point, and the end of it maybe it's going to be right around here. And in that case, you probably know what I'm about to say. It might be in form of an A, B, C running flat structure. Now, after this running flat, we are having in this phase, probably I would say another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. And basically, I'm gonna say to about the lowest low in here, we may have a solid A, B, C zigzag. Now, if this is the case, what can we expect from here going forward? basically a very strong bounce back in JASMY in order to at least take this high right in here about, let's say, 2.7 cents, because you can definitely argue, look, this might be by wave up into a wave 1 and a correction for wave 2, and according to this scenario, well, okay, the next move is going to be a decent one on the upside into wave 3 and 4 and 5. This is reason number 1 for why I would like to argue right now is probably decision time for JASMY, and we are kind of running out of time and we just cannot do these types of consolidation anymore. I would give this one probably another 24 to maximum, let's say 48 hours to play out, and then after that I need to see some sort of a move up in order for me to be able to be bullish. This is scenario number 1. What is going to be the scenario number 2? In that case, I'm gonna say maybe this wasn't actually an impulse, and instead it may have been, yep, let's say like a WXY in form of a double zigzag, and well, okay, this is probably 1, this is 2, and then this is 1, this is 2, and if this bearish scenario is in play, once more, it's going to be decision time for JASMY, because according to this bearish possibility, soon we are actually going to get a relatively, I would say, sharp move down into wave 3 and 4 and 5. So you see, one way or the other, I believe we are getting very, very close to the moment of decision in JASMY, and I believe that soon we are going to get a lot of answers for our questions. And here is an important question: which scenario is going to be my primary case? I'm gonna say it because this is kind of a slow and choppy move down. Well, in my opinion, we can indeed have an ABC zigzag, and this will kind of get confirmed if we have a move up, and in that move we at least take this high about, let's say, 2.5 cents. So for now, the primary case for me is going to be this bullish possibility, which suggests we are having a 1-2 structure, and I'm just hoping that soon we are going to get a decent move up in order to get back above this important level, and more importantly, this one all the way up here between, let's say, 2.8 to about 3 cents. Why is that? Because these are from weekly and daily time frame at the same time, and right now I cannot tell you that these are broken. Why is that? Because if you want to say, for example, this region is broken, you need to go on weekly chart, see a candle close under here, and then pull back and a continuation of the move down. And when in this phase we take this low, we can argue, okay, fair enough, you know what, we have broken the support. And let's go on weekly chart, zoom in a bit more. Okay, what do we have so far? This can be, I guess, our initial move on the downside, but I'm not really seeing a decent pullback and then a continuation of the move down. So if you see in JASMY a solid move on the upside in order to get back above both of these levels, okay, you know what, at that point we can say maybe this was just a very simple and weak fake out, and these areas are not still broken, which will be, from my point of view at least, a fantastic bullish sign. And if we don't do it, then okay, I guess we are going to hang around these areas a bit more for, let's say, a couple of more weeks. But the overall picture in JASMY, I told you before, as long as we're not taking these lows about, let's say, 1.5 cents, is not really going to change, at least from my perspective. I still believe that we are having a bullish setup in here, and again, if you're interested in classic patterns, okay, this is a very classic cup and a handle structure, and this will get confirmed when we get a move up, and in that move we break our neckline right in here about, let's say, 6 cents area, and at that point the target for this pattern is going to be somewhere around the 10 cents region, which I do think it's actually possible for us to reach to about that area in hopefully the next phase of the bull run. So for now, not a whole lot has changed in JASMY, but I think soon we are going to have a lot of answers and have a better understanding of whether the bullish or maybe the bearish scenario in this area is in play. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in JasmyCoin's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.